Arsenal are playing away at Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium that capacitates 11,379 people in their stadium. And I'm sorry, it's not the Emirates Stadium, it's supposed to be the Vitality Stadium. That's where this game of football is going to take place between Arsenal and the side known as Bournemouth. That's where the game is taking place. I'm sorry, I really put the here Emirates, but it's Vitality Stadium. That's where the game of football is going to be played on Saturday, as Arsenal is being hosted by Bournemouth. Bournemouth, in their recent fixture of the Premier League, they lost to Brighton by 3-1. And in the mid of the week, they went ahead to obviously knock out a team into the Carabao Cup that is called, what's the name of the team they really beat up? Let me try to find it out here. They knocked out Stoke City in the third round of the Carabao Cup, and they won that game by 2-0. But as they celebrated that, they brought on Solanke in the 85th minute, and he got an injury. He got an ankle injury, and it's going to be hard for him to obviously feature into this game of Arsenal. It's a very huge blow for them, because this guy is obviously one of those players that has gone ahead to obviously put in a shift for the side of Bournemouth, and he's really a very good player. And remember, Arsenal, when they played at the Vitality Stadium last season, they won that game by 3-0. I remember in that game, we saw Martin Odegaard scoring a brace. That is it. So Arsenal was really on fire, and I think the third one scored by Gabriel Magalhaes. But when they came at the Emirates, it was really, 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 really dramatic that Arsenal left it late, because Arsenal went 2 goals down. Arsenal went down 2 goals down, and it required Thomas Partey to put one back. Reis Nelson with a cut-back cross. Benjamin White capitalized onto it with precision to make it 2-2, and Reis Nelson really hit that ball in the 7th minute to make it 3-2 for Arsenal. The entire stadium of Emirates was really fucking rocking on the evening. So it shows you that Arsenal really went ahead to win this team convincingly. But they've gone ahead to stay in the Premier League, and they're trying to fight for their season. When you look at how they're really featuring into the Premier League table, they've gone ahead. Bournemouth has gone ahead to play 6 games. They have 3 points. They have 3 losses and 3 draws. That is Burnley for you. So it shows you that they are not doing well, but they're trying to obviously survive what we call relegation and fight hard to get themselves to where they deserve to be. So for Arsenal, they're not having Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, Julian Timber, Gabriel Martinelli, Saka might return, Trossard might return. Who else? Those are the players that really didn't obviously show up in the game of Brentford that they won yesterday by 1-0. Now, Arsenal went ahead to rest some players. Gabriel Jesus, and they rested Martin Odegaard. They rested Zinchenko, and those are some fresh legs that Arsenal is going to bring in through. The goalkeeping situation is still really in lots of questions, because you cannot read the mind of Mikel Arteta. Whether it's going to be Aaron Ramsdale to start after putting in a very huge performance yesterday, or David Raya returns in goal, that is not yet confirmed. And all our thoughts are everything about David Raya. But Arsenal need this game of football, because they've gone ahead to draw 2 games ever since the season started. They went ahead to draw with Fulham 2-2 and Spurs 2-2, and moreover, that was happening at the Emirates. Those are supposed to be clean wins for Arsenal, but it looks like they are now Arsenal is having 14 points and Man City is having 18, meaning that Arsenal is 4 points behind Man City, and they would like obviously to see to it that they extend their lead, or they wouldn't like to extend that gap that Man City is ahead of them anymore as it stands right about now. Now, when you look at Bournemouth, they're really doing a huge job for themselves, and they are trying to obviously take it to the next level by troubling Arsenal. But the team they're trying to trouble has gone ahead to have some of the beautiful runs away from home. That is it. Because Arsenal have gone ahead to play 2 games away from home. They've gone ahead to clip clean sheets in the Premier League against Everton and against Crystal Palace. And here they come to bring in the necessary effort as far as all this is really concerned. Now, when you go to the predicted starting 11, Arsenal is expected to come in through and play a system of 4-3-3 as usual. That is it. Tomiyasu put in a very huge performance, and you never know, Arteta might think about him, because I know most of you might be asking yourself, what about Tomiyasu? But all I know is it's really hard. Now, the goalkeeping department, I think Aaron Ramsdale put in a very good shift yesterday as Arsenal really played the side of Brentford and knocked them out in the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup. But I think it's obviously going to be a day for the man himself, Aaron Ramsdale, not David Raya. I believe that David Raya is returning in between the stitches of Arsenal as they take on Bournemouth. That is it. He was tested in the game of Spurs and he showed us that he can obviously put the saves. Though for the first goal, instead of patching that ball off his reach, he obviously went ahead to obviously continue punching it into the vicinity or tipping it into the vicinity of the opponents, and James Maddison capitalized onto that, and that's really led to the equalizer that Spurs scored that made the game 1-0. That is it. Now, on the right back, Ben White really had a very bad display today, but the manager took him off the pitch and rested him a little bit, and I think he's going to return as a right back of Arsenal. But I won't be surprised if at all Tomiyasu really gets a nod to start into the right back position of Arsenal, because he went ahead to put in a very good shift in the central defense, and even when they shifted him to the right back when Arsenal was knocking out Brentford. But you know, Arteta is not a man who is really good at tinkering with his team. He likes to play with the same number of players game in, game out. Now, the left back position has Zinchenko. According to me, Jakub Kiwior came in through and played as a left back. He was solid and really put in a very huge performance into that fixture. But I see to it that the man himself, that is Zinchenko, is going to take back his position, because he came in through and played some 20 minutes into that game. That saw him really win Hearts of Penny, and he was really good. Though there was a slip up and he obviously lost the ball, that might have gone ahead to cost Arsenal a goal against Brentford, but he obviously got to the rescue of Jakub Kiwior, Gabriel Magalhaes, and Aaron Ramsdale. We go to the central defense. William Saliba was not one of those players that really showed up as Arsenal beat Brentford. He was never even made it to the bench, but I'm 100% believing he's fresh, and the manager is trying to rest him and prepare him for this encounter. And I believe Saliba is going to play on the on the right side of the central defense. On the left side of the central defense, it's going to be tricky whether Jakub Kiwior or Gabriel Magalhaes, but I think the manager is going to go with Gabriel Magalhaes, because Big Gabi put in a very huge performance that every Arsenal fan needs to acknowledge in the moment. But if at all Jakub Kiwior is given a chance to start, I won't really be surprised for that change. Now, in the central midfield, the captain of Arsenal yesterday, all on Wednesday, as Arsenal played against Brentford, was Jorginho, and I think El Nini cannot get ahead of Jorginho, and Jorginho is going to play into the single pivot, where Declan Rice and Thomas Partey would have played if at all they are really physically fit. But they are really having problems. Thomas Partey is nursing a muscular injury, and Declan Rice is nursing what we call a back injury. That is it. So Jorginho is coming in through to obviously expose what he's good at. Then the other man is Martin Odegaard, who was really benched, and he came on through and played like 10 minutes in that game. That is Martin Odegaard for you, and played really very well for the club of Arsenal. So I think he's going to be fresh to captain the side to yet another victory. That is Martin Odegaard. Against the game of Spurs was really looking bad, but I think he's yet to get back to where he deserves to be. Then the other midfielder is Fabio Vieira. I think he's going to come in through and replace Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz was really played for a full 90 minutes in that fixture as Arsenal took on Brentford to qualify for the 4th round of the Carabao Cup, where they are drawn against West Ham. So he put in a very good shift that everyone really appreciated, and it's really going down at the side of Arsenal and doing them great things and wonders. So for Fabio Vieira, he was rested, and the manager really wants him to come in through and do the needful and put in the shift that is really well desired by these players of Arsenal. So that is the midfield three of Arsenal at Odegaard, Fabio Vieira, and Jorginho. Now, let's go to the centre forwards. One of the players I'm 100% sure is going to return is Bukayo Saka. Saka is going to start because in the game of Spurs, he had started 86 consecutive Premier League games since 2021. So I believe this game was worth for him to be rested, and I think Arteta is obviously going to bring him to start. That 1 week rest won't be enough for him, but I believe even the player will be pushing to obviously come back and start into that position, and we believe he's going to be played as a right forward. The left forward position is going to be tricky. We don't know whether Trossard is going to train with the team ahead of this fixture, and we're waiting for Mikel Arteta's presser on Friday as far as the returnees are really concerned. But even though Martinelli returns, Leandro Trossard, I see no reason for having them back, because there is a man who really went ahead to score a goal against Brentford in the midweek, and he needs to obviously be given a goal to prove himself. That is none other than Reis Nelson, and I think it will be very, 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 very diabolical and very, very bad for Mikel Arteta not to go in for Reis Nelson as a left forward, because he put in a shift that desires him or requires him to start as Arsenal takes on Bournemouth. That is it. So, who is leading the line? Edin Ketia played for the majority share of the 90 minutes, and Gabriel Jesus came on through and had some 20 minutes in his legs. And I think it's going to be Gabriel Jesus leading this line as Arsenal takes on Bournemouth there for you. For Bournemouth, they're having some good players that you can obviously come out and really talk about. And they can obviously put in a shift that can obviously shock the side of Arsenal. So when you look at Bournemouth, when they're playing Brighton, sorry about that, they had Kluivert, they had Tavernier, they're having Cook, Billing, you remember he scored against Arsenal, they're having Kelly, Max Aarons. So they're already having a team that is not all that threatenful, but they can put in a shift that can obviously threaten everyone. David Brooks is another one that can obviously be a threat to the side of Arsenal, but I know Arsenal are going to take this win over, and they are going to bury this game and really win by 2-0 according to me. That's my prediction. I believe Arsenal winning this game by 2-0. Now, let's go to the fact file, head to head. Bournemouth have won just one of their 12 Premier League games against Arsenal, 2 draws, and they've gone ahead to lose 9, picking up a 1-win victory in January 2018. So they last won against Arsenal in 2018. Secondly, Arsenal have scored at least once in all 12 of their Premier League games against Bournemouth, netting 29 goals in total. Of sides they've faced at least 10 times in the competition, only against Hull 2.5 do the Gunners have a higher goals per game average than they do against the Sherries. So it's one of those teams that Arsenal is going to hate to obviously score very many goals against, and it's obviously going to really reach another level on that night, because Arsenal is really going to be a different team altogether, and they're going to be pushing to see to it that they get to where they deserve to be. Now, Bournemouth are winless in 10 Premier League matches. That is it. 3 draws and 7 losses. So they've not gone ahead to win a game in their last 7 Premier League matches. They've gone ahead to really lose 7 and obviously draw 3. Arsenal have won their first 2 away Premier League matches this season, both 1 win away over Crystal Palace and Everton. The Gunners have won their first 3 games away in 2 Premier League seasons, doing so in 2004, 2005, 2013 to 2014. That is Arsenal for you. Now, lastly, without a win in all last 6 Premier League matches this season, 3 draws and 3 losses, Bournemouth are looking to avoid falling to win at any of their opening 7 league matches, all games in the season, for just the second time in their history. Also doing so in 1994 to 1995 when they won none of their first 8 games in their third tier. That is it, coming in from Google and obviously giving us facts as far as this game of football is really concerned. But I believe Arsenal is going to win this one, and it's going to be an easy goal for Arsenal because they've gone ahead to rest some players: Zinchenko, Jesus, Saliba, Fabio Vieira, and Martin Odegaard. So that's going to give them a very huge edge to obviously go on and obviously hit this team. This team is not going to hit to win any fixture, and I think they are really on pressure, and they are really, really, really lucky for not having been relegated last season, because the new manager Bounce acted for them a lot, but their new manager was sacked and is now coaching Wolverhampton Wanderers. So it shows you exactly how this fixture is going to be tricky, but Arsenal need to win this one to obviously follow up on the track they did last season. Remember last season, Arsenal went ahead to obviously beat this team by 3-0 at home and 3-2 at the Emirates. So thank you very much for watching through. Your predictions are welcome in the comment section below. Which player do you think shouldn't start, and which one do you think should start in there for you? Especially the big debate: David Raya, Aaron Ramsdale, who starts? But I anticipate Bukayo Saka to start and return with the likes of Fabio Vieira, Saliba, Odegaard, and Gabriel Jesus into the mix. Rokani David remains my name. This is the Rokani Media Football. It has been the match preview that I had for you, and I finally sign out. And may the living to God bless you abundantly. The Muslims, may Allah protect you abundantly. And this is what we do on a daily. We are always presenting you stories that are obviously going to make you really love this channel and love it bigger and better. Don't forget to subscribe. After subscribing, hit the notification bell, and then let's see close to 400 likes match in this video, guys. See you later.